Oh, what's good, everybody? Let's get to the point. Listen, I seen that fight with Sanchez, and it brought me back. Well, a lot of people said that Manny Pacquiao wasn't the same Manny Pacquiao when he versus Jeff Horn. And I was like, well, when you're a dirty fighter, how can you be the same person you are? So I said, you know what? Let me think about that, and let me go back to who that Manny Pacquiao fought that was a dirty fighter. So I went back to the Sanchez fight, and I saw a couple of things. I looked at it, dissected, and I said, wow, Manny Pacquiao can't duck on this guy. He can't even duck under the guy was shorter, but the man was headbutts. Sanchez had some headbutts on him. A lot of low blows, okay? A lot of low blows. I mean, unbelievable. Then it was, I think in the fourth round, the man threw a punch to Manny Pacquiao leg. I seen it, I was like, oh man, that's disgusting, yo. So they had to go to the scorecards, and they just did the decision on the fifth round, right? And they both kept their titles or whatever they had at the same time, and it was a draw, right? But I'm like, yo, Manny Pacquiao being that young and looking at that fight, well, Manny Pacquiao wasn't the same Manny Pacquiao. He wasn't. He couldn't shoot a clean one. You couldn't shoot a clean one. Nah, he couldn't. It was a lot of headbutts, a lot of low blows. Now, and that's when he was young, real young. Okay, so styles make fights. Okay, so that style was of Sanchez was a nasty fight where we couldn't see the great Pacquiao and his clean punches. Okay, now let's go fast forward to Jeff Horn, another fool, another dirty fighter. He was more dirtier than Sanchez, I think. He opened up a couple of shots, opened up Manny Pacquiao head up a couple of times. Jeff Horn, low blows, headlocks, elbows. Again, the similarity between Sanchez and Jeff Horn. Manny Pacquiao could not be the same Manny Pacquiao. Okay, so obviously, styles make fights, and those two dirty fights, Manny Pacquiao couldn't deliver the way he was supposed to deliver because of all these dirty tactics. Okay, so then I was thinking about Broner. Now Broner, he wasn't dirty at all, but it had me thinking about fighters who don't fight and fighters that do fight. So now Broner was on his defense mode, and Broner's like, oh, my face is clean, you don't see me getting all these. Well, Broner, of course you don't have any baked lumps all up in your face. You know why? Because you didn't throw no punches to get a counterattack. That's why. Where Keith Thurman, you see how his face look, you see how Brandon Rio's face look, you see how Margarito face look, you see how Oscar De La Hoya face look. Like, come on, bro. Like, the people that's fighting back is getting lumped up. Now, why I brought Broner up is because this thing was Spence and Mikey. And I was like, yo, Mikey, Spence, yes, you gave him an IQ licking. You whipped his ass with your IQ, but you also said you wanted to knock him out, but you couldn't. So everybody said he was in survival mode. And at first I was like, survival mode? Man, if you're going to knock somebody out, man. If you say you're going to do it, do it. If he's in survival mode. But then it got me thinking. I said, let me come to my senses. Broner and Manny Pacquiao. Broner was in survival mode, yo. Yeah, he was in a survival, defensive mode, and Manny Pacquiao couldn't finish him. He almost did, but he couldn't finish him. And it had me thinking with this survival mode shit, you know what I'm saying? He was very defensive, and it just had me thinking, like, dirty fights and survival mode boxes. Okay, there's a similarity in these two when it comes to Manny Pacquiao and how he produce when he wants to fight. Okay, and it also brought me back to Mayweather, because Mayweather, he had the tools to beat Manny Pacquiao. He did defense, but he knew how to counter. He knew when to attack. He knew how to hold. He knew how to change position, right? So like I said, I know the Pac-12 is going to hate me because I'm saying Mayweather beat Pacquiao. And I know, but I'm a big Pacquiao fan. But I look at that fight. Yeah, I looked at it in slow-mo too, but it was some things that I saw in that fight that got me like thinking like, and to all boil down to it is, when you fight Manny Pacquiao, if you're trying to fight Manny Pacquiao, if you're trying to box Manny, let me make this clear. If you're trying to box Manny Pacquiao, you have a better chance of giving him a good fight. If you try to fight Manny Pacquiao, well, you see right there is where you fucked up. Okay, you fucked up big time. And the proof is in the last fights, all the fights he had. Morales, Barrera, Marquez, took him 63 rounds to get a knockout. All these fighters will go toe-to-toe and fight Manny Pacquiao. Where boxers that know how to set him up, produce that jab, you know what I'm saying? Know when to hold Manny Pacquiao, know when to turn him, know to see the IQ of knowing when Manny Pacquiao is gonna come out and do a rampage on your ass with flurries. So I think, man, I don't even know, when you fight Manny Pacquiao, it's worse. You have a better chance boxing Manny Pacquiao, not fighting and that's what happened. You know what happens? A lot of these guys think because they're bigger, they could bully Manny Pacquiao, so they're gonna fight them. They're gonna fight him, right? It's in the morning. I'm like I said, I'm in a rush. I'm here at work. I go by what I got in my mind right away, and I try to fly it out. So I do mess up my words and say things wrong. Okay? Can you deal with it? Just deal with it. All right? So. Yeah, when the guys are bigger than Manny Pacquiao and they feel like they could just Billy Badass his ass, what happens is they just feel like they could fight Manny Pacquiao, and that's the mistake they always make with Manny Pacquiao. And they try to fight him, and when you try to fight Manny Pacquiao, that's what Manny Pacquiao wants, for you to fight. Because he's gonna get you. He's gonna get you, and the proof is the mugshots of all the fighters. Look at the mugshots. All of them, all their faces are lumped up, right? Yes? Same thing with Jeff Horn. He was a dirty fighter, but he still got his ass lumped up. Why? Because he was fighting, okay? He wasn't boxing. He was fighting. He was trying to manhandle Manny Pacquiao, and it didn't work. But instead of him fighting, he was a dirty fighter also, okay? And that threw off Manny Pacquiao's game, okay? And everybody said, oh, Manny Pacquiao didn't look the same. Well, of course he don't look the same. He didn't look the same with Sanchez. Okay, and he was real young. Okay, he couldn't do the things that he wanted to do with Sanchez. I haven't seen him duck under the jab. I couldn't see any of that stuff. Right, rotate to the side. I couldn't see none of that. I couldn't see the flurries. The man was coming at him, headbutts, low blows to the groin, low blows to the leg. You know what I'm saying? It takes you off your game, bro. And the same thing with Jeff Horn. And Jeff Horn almost got knocked out in the 9th round. Okay, so. And there's a lot of politics with Jeff Horn and Duco Promotions and Bob Arum, and knowing that Manny Pacquiao was leaving and robbing Manny Pacquiao. It was a lot of politics, but at the end of the day, it's in the record books. Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. But at this point, a lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people don't believe that Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. Why? Because they're making a big deal out of Manny Pacquiao fight versus Spence, and if Spence win, he's giving the torch to Spence or Crawford, but he gave the torch to Jeff Horn. But nobody's not really taking that Jeff Horn fight seriously. So that's all I'm trying to say, is that the title of this is Dirty Fighters and Manny Pacquiao, and you see the outcome of what happens when he fight dirty fighters. He can't beat the Manny Pacquiao he wants. And if you want to fight Manny Pacquiao, you have to box Manny Pacquiao. You have to create a distance with Manny Pacquiao. You got to know when he's coming in for the flurries. You have to know this man's technique. You got to know his technique. And that's the thing about boxers. You ask a boxer, have you seen this person? Oh, I didn't see the fight. The fuck are you doing? You a boxer. Look at the fight. Okay, you're gonna fight this guy next. You know, if I was a boxer, man, I'll be doing my homework. I have my opponent watching everything. I'll even look at the whole ring and see where his best areas is when he likes to attack. I don't even count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi for the next attack. I would just dissect that whole thing just to figure out a certain opponent. Okay? And a lot of boxers like, I ain't watch him. Did you see the fight? No, I didn't see the fight. Oh, where is he fighting? You know, these boxers try to act so stupid. You know, I don't get it. But let me stop getting off topic. But like I said, Manny Pacquiao, you box him, fine. If you don't box him and you fight him, that's where you fucked up. And the proof is, everybody that's trying to fight him and don't have a technique and they're just trying to get at him, their faces look like shit. They look all lumped up. It does. Now, Broner, his face wasn't as lumped up as Keith Thurman's face. Why is that? He didn't throw a lot of punches, but he was mostly on the defensive. Right? And he also grabbed Manny Pacquiao to hug that beast and say, calm down, right? Right? He was trying to calm that beast down. And he knew that was the only way he could survive. Okay? Now with Spence and Mikey, same thing. But Mikey threw some punches, but he also was in survival mode. But, bro, the man is coming to 147. You've been at 147. You could at least knocked him down. I mean, if you can't knock him out, knock him down. Not even happening. All right, whatever. Listen, that's a whole different video. But, you know, to all these people saying Manny Pacquiao didn't look the same. But guess what? After Manny Pacquiao lost to Jeff Horn, he came back. He got to knock out Matisse, right? Okay, Matisse. Well, fuck all your goddamn excuses. Matisse is not the same. Matisse was Cotto in his prime when Manny Pacquiao busts his shit. Yes. Cotto was in his prime. Okay. And Manny Pacquiao busts his shit. So I don't care about this. He wasn't in the prime. He wasn't all this shit. I don't want to hear that because you know why? The proof is Manny Pacquiao's old and he's still busting some of these young fighters' asses. Vargas, this one, that one. I don't want to hear it. Okay? Like I said, once you sign, sealed, and it's delivered that you're going to come in that ring, that's the fight you're going to fight. Okay? That's it. Simple as that. So, that's what I'm coming at. Manny Pacquiao, if you're going to fight him, wrong move. If you're going to box him, you got a better chance. Okay? And Manny Pacquiao wasn't the same in his Jeff Horn fight and Sanchez fight. Reasons? Because it was dirty. Shit. Look, I gotta go to work.